Welcome to the Shawn Show, How to Learn Karate, Lesson 3. We're back here at the Shawn Show doing Lesson 3 of How to Learn Karate. If you haven't learned Lesson 1 and Lesson 2, we're linking them right here. Make sure you go back to view those, learn those, really get them down really well before you move here to Lesson 3. But here we go. Lesson 3, we're going to learn how to do the low block, but alternate our hands. This particular block is very difficult to switch hands. It's sort of like doing this. If you haven't learned to do this, you know how hard this is to do it without practice. And the low block alternating sides is very similar. So here we go. We're going to put our feet together. We're going to bow. We're going to go to yoi. Good. We're going to put one hand away, and then we're going to alternate. Now, I'm going to go slow to begin with, and then we're going to start to speed it up. If you need to continue to practice this slower, that's fine. Just rewind it a little bit and then keep practicing it to catch up, okay? So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna take this chamber hand, we're gonna load it up to the ear. We're gonna bring this low block hand to the chamber, and then she's gonna do a low block. And that completes the alternating. So there's 3 parts to it. 1, 2, and 3. Let's do that one again. Load, pull back, and low block. Again, load, pull back, low block. Now keep practicing this until you get it down really well, because we're about to move on to a little bit more difficult one. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take that low block hand and load it up, but at the same time, we're gonna pull this hand and do that low block. And that's a little bit harder, but if you can do it, try it out. She's gonna load and do both at the same time. Low block, load, low block, load, low block. Keep practicing this until you get it down, because now we're about to do it by itself. I'm just gonna count and she's gonna do the whole thing. She's gonna load, pull back, and do that low block all at the same time. Here we go. And each, ni, san, shi, go. Now, that's a lot of information in a short period of time. If you need to go back and practice, do that. Don't get frustrated. This is a learning thing, okay? This is not easy to do, so keep practicing. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is stepping, front stance stepping. So Anne-Marie is going to do it moving forward, and then she's gonna do it to the side so you can see it from various angles. So she's gonna move back to this black line here. She's gonna go to yoi, and then she's gonna get in her front stance. She's gonna put her hands on her hips just to start with so that you can learn how to step. So when you step, you take that back foot, you slide it up to the front foot, keeping your knees bent, and you're gonna slide it out into that front stance with a good knee. Back leg is straight, toes are going forward. So as you step, make sure you stay low. Keep those knees bent. She's gonna slide it up to the first foot and then slide it out, just like that. And then back to yoi. Let's do it from the side so everybody can see this a little bit better. She's gonna go get in that front stance, good. And then she's gonna slide up and then out. Slide up and out, just like that. Keep practicing that until you can get that stepping really well. Because now we're gonna go ahead and move on to how to do it with techniques. We're gonna do it from the side so you can see it a little bit easier, okay? So she's gonna get into her front stance and she's gonna do a high block. We're gonna practice high blocks first. So she's gonna put that high block up, other hand, and then she's gonna step forward and do a high block. So how does she do that? She does it in 3 parts. She's gonna load her high block the way that we learned how to do it. She's gonna load, step, block. Load, step, block. Very good. And then back to yoi. We're We're gonna now do a punch. So she's gonna get in that front stance. She's gonna have her front hand in the place that she's wanting to do it. So she's gonna load with that punch, okay? Now, on the punch, it's important to realize that you're gonna step, then punch, just like the high block. There is no load for the punch. So all she's gonna do is step and then punch. Make sure you fully step before you punch. So she's gonna step and punch. And then she goes back to Yoi. Now we're gonna do low block. So she gets in that low block position. She loads the chamber hand. She's gonna step and low block. Load, step, low block. She's gonna do knee kick. So she gets in that guard position that we already learned. She grabs and does a knee kick. One, and then she goes back to her guard. And grab and knee kick number two. And back to Yoi. Good, feet together and down. All right, that concludes lesson number 3. I'm gonna link lesson number 4 right here. That is Takeoku. We've learned everything we need to learn Takeoku. So don't forget to learn the whole kata. It's really fun and I think you're gonna enjoy it. Look forward to seeing you in lesson 4.